The 1A championship game about to get underway, and representing the central part of the state, Linville Sully, and up from the northwest part of the state, you see their light flashing in the northwest corner, the Newell Fonda Mustangs. Newell Fonda making their third state tournament appearance. They've already got a title, though. They won back in 1991. Linville Sully appearing here for the fourth consecutive year and sixth time overall, still looking for championship number 1.
There's nothing like experience to give you an opportunity to win a championship, and I think they'll have a great chance to win here tonight, but it's going to be a super game.
If you look at the road to state for Linville Sully, Fredericksburg had not lost a game until they got defeated by Linville Sully. They were top ranked, so that was quite a win to get them into this championship game. And as far as Newell Fonda and their road to state, we take a look at that. And their one to get here against Des Moines Christian was a game where they really had to hang on, open a pretty good third quarter lead, but then had to hit some free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, both teams had tough games, but I tell you what, these teams are really evenly matched. Their style of play is even. It's just whatever team plays the best tonight.
It should be a terrific ball game. Don Ufert is downstairs on the public address system. Let's get the starting lineups. Don?
It's time for basketball. The Iowa High School Athletic Association presents the 1997 1A championship game. The visitors on the scoreboard are the Hawks of Linville Sully. Their record this season is 25 wins and 1 loss. They beat Fredericksburg and Bellevue Marquette to advance into this game. The home team on the scoreboard, the Mustangs from Newell Fonda, with a record of 26-0. They're undefeated this year. They beat Stanton and Des Moines Christian to advance into this final round of tournament play. And now, let's meet the reserves and assistant coaches for the Hawks of Linville Sully. Number 23, Joel Voss. Number 15, Jaron Voss. Number 11, Norman Kaldenberg. Number 43, Chad Conover. Number 33, Brian Lowry. Number 41, Jeremy Van Zulen. Number 51, Corey Tice. Number 55, Jason Anderson. Number 35, Justin Droppert. At number 53, Matt Cross. The assistant coach is Matt Seward. And now the reserves and assistant coaches for Newell Fonda. Number 40, Justin Lyman. Number 10, Heath Henrich. Number 30, Bob Strutter. Number 32, Adam Jepson. Number 44, Chris Carlton. Number 52, Josh Sievers. Number 24, Jason Parker. Number 22, Jeremy Wells. And number 14, Brad Wells. And number 34, Kyle Quarterman. The assistant coaches are Troy Rosendahl and York Plaguey. And now, here are your starting lineups. At forward for the Hawks, wearing number 21, a 6-foot senior, Kent Heiser. At forward for the Mustangs, wearing number 42, a 6-foot 1-inch junior, Josh Matt. At guard for the Hawks, wearing number 13, a 6-foot senior, Robbie Hoy. At forward for the Mustangs, wearing number 54, a 6'2" junior, Nathan Kidd. At center for the Hawks, wearing number 45, a 6'6" senior, Josh Vanderweerd. At center for the Mustangs, wearing number 50, a 6'8" sophomore, Jason Sarchet. At guard for the Hawks, wearing number 31, a 5'8" senior, Joel Hartshorn. At guard for the Mustangs, wearing number 12, a 6-foot junior, Tom Crookton. At guard for the Hawks, wearing number 25, a 5'8" senior, Matt Dunsbergen. And at guard for the Mustangs, wearing number 20, a 6-foot senior, John Sievers. The head coach for Newell Fonda is Paul Luke. And the head coach for Linville Sully is Glenn Pierce. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the officials for tonight's game. The referee is Robert Johnson of Minden. The umpire is Harley Leaders of Minden. And the bench official is Robert Oldis of Iowa City. And thus,
Linville Sully trying to make some history. 2 years ago, Winfield Mount Union became the only high school to win a boys and a girls basketball championship in the same year. All those years, it never happened until '95, and now tonight, Linville Sully, just 2 years later, has an opportunity to do the same thing as the girls won last week here at Beth Auditorium, and ironically, they beat Newell Fonda by a score of 51-49. Isn't that something?
I'd hate to be somebody trying to predict this and be this a little tricky here. This is history tonight. I'm glad we're part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I am too. Sargent, number 50 at 6'8", jumps against Vanderweerd, number 45. He is 6'6", and we're ready to get the 1A championship game underway. Clad in white, the Newell Fonda Mustangs with the ball first. And they go right away to a baseline drive by John Sievers, who averages 13 points a game, and he gets them off to a quick start.
I watched him the other night, and I saw that brace on his leg, and I thought, well, he's going to be a little slow, but I'll tell you what, that kid has a basketball mind. He's under control, really plays smart basketball. I mean, a great move in there on the big guy.
Dunsbergen has it across the top of the circle for Linville Sully. The Hawks with a 25-1 record. The two-point attempt won't go by Hartshorn.
Good matchup over here with Crutchen and Hogue. Two outstanding guards. Looks like they're going to shadow Hogue all around here.
Dunsbergen looking for something to happen. You're right. Hoyt goes this way and then that, and you see that Crutchen is sticking right with him. That'll be a good matchup to watch tonight. Linville Sully really trying to pick it apart against Newell Fonda. They're in no hurry to get their first shot of the game.
Box and one defense.
Underneath, it is Heiser.
Good penetration.
Kent Heiser ties the ball game in a pair. 6:46 left in the opening quarter. At the top, it is Josh Mack. His dad, Jody, the girls basketball coach at Newell Fonda. He nails a three, and it's a 5-2 lead for the Mustangs.
Very intense player, very physical and very strong. Very aggressive on defense.
Dunsbergen, the ball for Linville Sully. This is Hartshorn. Hartshorn and Dunsberger, a couple of good guards, both 5'8". Not very big, but they run this ball club well. Against Sargent, they get the ball into Vanderweerd, who kicks it right back out.
Good penetration.
So Newell Fonda off to a quick 5-2 lead, and the game's first foul is whistled against Linville Sully, and it is called against Robbie Hoyt.
Boxer one is bothering them right now. Now they're going to have to either run Hogue off kicks a little cleaner or go to something different because he hasn't been open yet.
Mass to inbound as you look at Glenn Fear on the bench for Linville Sully. Sievers lets fly, and the rebound is taken by Hoig. Hoig, nice baseline bounce pass to Harthorn.
Little guy gets in there. He got that shot blocked, but a minute ago he penetrated, made a nice pass inside, and the time before that he penetrated.
And Robbie Hoig, who averages 16 points a game, will inbound. Hoig behind the three-point barrier, got a momentary screen from Van Wert. Now Van Wert with the ball.
Nice ball reversal against the zone. Throw to the backside against the zone because the zone's all on the ball side. If you can get it to the other side, usually they're wide open.
Harthorn watched by Sievers. The three-point try, nothing but net for Dunsbergen. He's a 33% three-point shooter, hit 27 during the regular season. He ties the game at 5.
Good balance on that shot. It was a good balanced shot. Squared up.
In the middle, Sarchik tries to take it to the hole, and he is fouled by Van Wert. Vander Wert with the first foul against him. The second foul called against Linville Sully.
I think Vander Wert intended to block that shot, but this guy's a little taller maybe, and he got him on the wrist instead of getting the ball. It's a good timing on his jump, but just didn't go high enough to hit the ball, and he fouled him. Here comes the pass inside. Just gets him on the arm. It's going to be a good matchup with those two big guys inside.
Sargent, one of the talented sophomores in the state tournament, and the state of Iowa has his first point. Not a bad free throw shooter at almost 70%. He averages 16 points and 10 boards a game.
10 rebounds.
It really is. Newell Fonda by 2. Here comes Linville Sully. Their only loss to Williamsburg, a team they beat early in the year, but then lost to them 56-52 after beating them 86-54. Indeed, it is Vander Wert.
Nice power move, good fake inside, and spun to the basket.
Vander Wert tying things up at 7. Sarchik, turn around over Vander Wert. And it's recovered by Justin Lyman, number 40, who comes off the bench for Newell Fonda. Buckton kicks it off in the corner.
I saw that shot the other night, and I kept thinking he was going to jump, and he doesn't jump, but he shoots it so quick the defense isn't ready for him to shoot it.
And that three-pointer by John Sievers gives Newell Fonda a 3-point lead. Midway through the opening quarter of the 1A championship game. Good patience used thus far by Linville Sully on their offense, and Sarchik is called on the reach. It'll be the first foul against the Mustangs.
Drives you crazy with big guys. They play behind the post, and you say, now just don't reach, don't do any silly fouls. Ball can reach around the foul.
Number 10, Heath Heinrich, comes on for Newell Fonda. Also number 42, Josh Mass, the starter, comes back. Nathan Keir will get his first rest for Newell Fonda. Vander Wert working against Sargent. Nice drop down for Van Zullen, who's come in. Buckton. And now Henrik. Henrik, a 5'9" senior. Losing it is Lyman. Hoig brings it ahead for the Hawks. Linville Sully down by 3 as they look to tie it up on this shot. And the rebound taken by Sargent.
Both teams are going inside to the big guys, and I think that's smart. Whether the big guy can shoot it or throw it back out, it makes the shots open a lot more outside. So I think you'll see that until somebody gets in foul trouble.
Henrik being guarded by Heiser. Inside on the turnaround, it's Sargent. Jason Sargent, nice move.
Nice move for a sophomore. Difficult shot. Was turning, got squared up in the air, and was still able to make the shot.
The Mustangs by 5 as Dunsbergen brings it ahead. Splits the double team. This is Joel Voss, number 23, who's come in. Both teams for 1A schools use their bench frequently.
Yeah, and that's unusual because usually at a 1A school, if you got 3 or 4 good players, you're lucky. If you got 1, sometimes you're lucky. These guys got 8 or 9 guys that can play.
Yeah, both have unusual depth for a 1A team. The backcourt violation against Linville Sully. It's Newell Fonda ball with 2:34 to play in a rapidly moving first quarter. Glenn Fear, 20th year as a head coach for Linville Sully, has won 361 ball games.
I think he's telling his guys, hey, hold on to that ball and get a hold of it with 2 hands.
side, it is Nathan Keir. Kicks it back out, and the shot by Henrik won't go. Sievers tries. Nice move by John Sievers. He's got 7 of the Mustangs' first 14 points.
Excellent body control in that play. Took it into the big guy, tied him up, and made the basket.
And the turnover will give Newell Fonda a chance to pad their 7-point lead. We've got a timeout with 2:13 to go in the opening period. Newell Fonda by 7 at 14-7. A timeout on the floor. Now here's a word from your local station. 7 unanswered points by Newell Fonda opened a 14-7 lead. All rights to the 1997 Iowa Boys State High School Basketball Tournament have been awarded by the Iowa High School Athletic Association to Sinclair Broadcasting Group. No rebroadcast, videotape presentation, or other use of this telecast is permitted without the express written consent of Sinclair Broadcasting. The 3 won't go by Henrik, and the rebound snared by Vanderwert.
You're going to see some threes tonight. Newell Fonda has shot 350 for the year, and Linville Sully has shot 420.
Funny, 350 sounds like a lot till you look at how many Glenn Fear's team shoots, but they're not very big, and they feel they've got to do that. Second chance points. That's the margin right there, the 7 that Newell Fonda has in late block. With the rebound, Joel Voss. Linville Sully's got it with a minute 30 to go in the quarter.
I think Linville Sully just needs to settle down a little bit here.
As Paul Luce, the 11th year head coach of the Mustangs, 144 victories, 79 setbacks. Native of Preston. Played football for Ron Skipper at Central and developed a lot of his coaching philosophy by watching that institution.
Recruiting kids all over Robbie Hogue.
The rebound taken by Sargent. He's got a bunch of boards early in this one, Jim. You talk about his 10 rebound average. I see why.
And they even got him out of the game for a minute or two to give him a little rest.
Crooken couldn't penetrate. Good defense being deployed by Linville Sully. John Sievers handles it. And match up one-on-one with Dunsbergen. Here's Cruckton in deep for the big guy. The follows will go by Sargent. Good second effort. Good team quickness on Newell Fonda. I know Marquette coach said the other day, boy, the difference was they're just quicker. They're just quick. It's a 9-point run for Newell Fonda since the game was tied at 7. All the way goes Dunsbergen. And the foul spotted against Keir. Nathan Keir with his first foul. It's the team's second. And so we're down to the final half minute of the first period, and after the game was tied at 7, Newell Fonda has taken control. Yeah, Linville Sully just hasn't been able to untrack themselves yet, and I got to give the credit to Newell Fonda's defense. They've just been all over him. They've taken Robbie Hogue out of the offense and created shots like that that aren't falling for him right now. Has Hoyt got a shot? I don't recall him taking one. I don't believe he does yet. Well, he might right then. He certainly had the notion. But again, good defense being applied by Cruckton. The follow away by Vanderwert was good. Great pass inside by Robbie Hogue, and then a good turnaround jump shot by Vanderwert. And that ends a 9-point run by Newell Fonda. But they've got a chance at the last shot of the period. And one quarter has been complete. That's the end of the first quarter with a score. Newell Fonda 16, Linville Sully 9. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment. Very good, Tim. Thanks very much. Second quarter about to get underway. Newell Fonda with a 16-9 lead over Linville Sully. I bet she hopes that her new baby can shoot as well as Justin can, because he's a good three-point shooter. Yeah, he is a good three-point shooter. He's had a good tournament. The shot from the perimeter is down for 3 by Joel Voss. So he gets the Hawks off to a quick start in the second period after Newell Fonda controlled the latter stages of the first quarter. Well, I'm sure their coach said, hey, guys, settle down. We didn't get here by missing a lot of shots and not playing well. Let's get back the way we want to play. Voss now takes the rebound. Hoyt brings it ahead. You know that they talked about getting him more touches and consequently more shots. Vanderwert misses, but puts it back. 6 for Josh Vanderwert. Great wraparound pass from Hogue. Just a super penetration, and then held on to the ball to the last second to draw the defense. And so the 9-point lead has evaporated for Newell Fonda. And a foul called against Linville Sully. A little out of control here on this drive. Once you leave your feet like that,
going into that lane, you're in trouble. You got to go straight up or go sideways. And he kind of turned his head and ran right into the defender.
Newell Fonda's Tom Cruckton on the foul.
Newell Fonda can't get to thinking this is going to be easy with that lead in the first quarter, though. Linville Sully is too good a team.
So it's a game of streaks. A 9-0 run for Newell Fonda. Now a 6-0 run, making a 7-0 run for Linville Sully.
They caught the press all the way up. No one back on defense. Threw the long pass for an easy layup, but couldn't handle the ball at the end. It was a turnover. But good job by the out-of-bounds passer to recognize no one's back on defense and throw the long pass.
John Sievers, a 4-year starter, brings it up for the Mustangs. And on a swap of turnovers, Vanderwerk gets it back to the Hawks. There's Hoyt's shot.
We've got a tie ball game. It's back into it again.
And so both teams have had 9-point runs. Almost a clean takeaway.
Actually did get a clean takeaway, and then he fouled after the turnover. Robbie Hoke, see, now he got the ball in transition. They get running. It's hard to guard a guy in transition. He's been patient, though, and got a good shot on that last try.
So Sievers picking up the foul. To the bench for Newell Fonda, Justin Lyman, whose aunt traveled all the way from Miami to watch him play. Mr. Hurd, we've had Florida-like weather the last couple of days, Jim.
Yeah, maybe she brought it with her. Get her to stay. Oh, good steal.
And a good finish by John Sievers. Sievers is red hot. He's got 9 points for Newell Fonda, has half their total, and they lead by 2. Again, the ball worked inside the Vanderwerk. That's what's working now for the Hawks. And since they started going to him, they pull back into the ball game.
Vanderwerk's not as tall, Sergeant, but he takes the ball to the big guy, and that's what you have to do.
He's got experience over Sargent, even though physically they're a pretty good matchup.
Right. Now with Sargent getting back on defense, you always have an opportunity to throw the ball inbounds. Linville Sully doesn't have that trouble getting it in. Oh, great block
over the top. Yeah, Sargent came over the top to block it. Here come the Mustangs on the run, trying to finish. They do. Nathan Frayer with his first 2. It started at the defensive end of the floor with an impressive block by Jason Sargent.
Looks like this is going to be a game that runs, Larry. They're both good teams, and that's what good teams do. They make runs on you.
Each team has had runs of 9. And inside, Vanderwerk is muscled by Sargent, and that is his second foul.
Now they got inside. Do they leave him in the game, or do they front the big guy so he doesn't get behind him and get called a foul? But they're going inside, so they're going to have to do something here.
5th team foul against Newell Fonda, while Linville Sully's been whistled only twice. Paul Luce will make a change for the Mustangs as Josh Mask will come in, and with 2 fouls, Jason Sargent will step out. So he goes out with 5:17 to go in the second quarter.
They got real small when he left.
9 for Josh Vanderwerk.
You think they went to Josh Vanderwerk early? Now watch him go in there now with the big guy out.
Yeah, you're right. And I did think they went to him a lot early, and well, they should. He has got 10 of Linville Sully's 20.
Well, he's their leading scorer. He's averaging over 20 points a game and almost 9 rebounds, so he's had a great year. He knows what to do with it when he gets it inside.
The pull-up by Cruckton. Gets his own rebound. And he's fouled by Hoyt.
Cruckton's an excellent athlete, good strength and speed, and most of the time on balance, too. That time he got a good shot and just didn't put it down.
There's Hoyt with his second foul. He averages 16 points a game, second leading scorer for Linville Sully. Vanderwerk, who they're going to frequently tonight, their leading scorer at 20 points a game. Checking out of the lineup, Henrik.
Man-to-man defense.
Lyman's come back on for Newell Fonda. The shot put up by Matt.
I haven't seen him shoot a lot of those.
And it belongs to the Mustangs. Glenn Fear, graduate of William Penn. Paul Luce on the other bench, graduate of Central College. Well, actually, he went to UNI and played a little there also, played baseball at UNI, so I guess he probably graduated there after attending Central his first couple of years. Offensive foul, called on Lyman.
You know, that's one of the toughest things. You watch Dean Oliver the other day. He goes in there full speed, but then he stops and pulls up and goes straight up for the shot. The momentum takes too many of these players in and out of control, and then they charge.
Linville Sully can tie it with a 2, grab the lead with a 3. We're at the 4:30 mark in the second quarter of the 1A championship game. Ray Morgan, Jim Hallahan, and Tim Seaman at Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines.
Mass took that last three-pointer. He did take 87 three-pointers this year, but his big thing is he's so strong on defense. Just a real hustler on defense.
The rainbow by Voss won't go. Newell Fonda up the floor with a 2-point lead. The Mustangs' offensive philosophy, and we've seen it a lot, is attack. It's a one-word answer when you ask Paul Duke what he's trying to do on offense. Coming out
Nice
with it is
pass.
Bisbergen. Oh, a beautiful pass.
Big guy got down the floor real well. He's doing everything. Inside, playing defense, and getting it on the break.
He has 12 already, and he's tied to score up at 22. 4 ties here in the first half. And it is last touched by the Mustangs.
Tough pass there. Good fast break here. Spot the open man. Draw the defense to you, and then hit the open man for the layup.
Timeout, 3:32 to go in the second. Game tied 22. A timeout on the floor. And here's a word from your local station. Three minutes, 32 seconds left to play in the first half. Newell Fonda and Linville Sully tied at 22 in this 1A championship game.
Games go so fast. Here it is, a state championship. You'd like to play for 3 hours, and we're almost to the half already. Great basketball goes fast.
It really does, doesn't it? The look inside.
Good inside-out stuff there.
Inside, Jeremy Van Zulen has done a good job as a freshman for Linville Sully.
Stayed in the box and won that time. Again, it was effective, but getting the shot taken outside, but not taken by Robbie Hope.
Cruckton trying to break down the defense of the Hawks. Good look inside off the baseline. This shot by Mass.
Cruckton is really having to play hard both ways because he's shadowing Hogue all over the court, and yeah, he's a point guard on offense, so he's a very well-conditioned athlete with good strength, because that is difficult to do, to chase one guy all over the floor.
It certainly is. With the foul, Joel Voss, his first. 4th team foul called against Linville Sully. Newell Fonda has been called for 6. At the line for Paul Luce's Mustangs, Josh Mass. Mask averages about 8 points again. The top defensive player for the Mustangs. Got 3 points in this one, hit a 3 in the first period. Now has his 4th point, and he gives his team a 1-point lead.
I'll tell you what, he fouled out the other night, but boy, he played a heck of a game. He leaves it all on the floor.
That he does. The lob for Vanderwerk. And again, Linville Sully works it inside, and again, number 45 answers, and he's got 14 points.
Well, it's tough without that sergeant in there to do something about the big guy.
Draining it is Henrik.
You just know they're going to shoot that 3 as soon as they get squared up. I mean, the little guy out there just doesn't even hesitate. Boom, puts it in the basket. Staying with their basic defense. Done a nice job with it. Maybe they need a little more movement other than Hogue running from side to side. There's a nice back pass across the zone.
Van Zulen open. And a foul called on the rebound tussle. Josh Mass picks up his first foul.
He's going to get a few. He's going to mix it up in there with everybody. I tell you, there's a guy that always got his name in the paper, even in the 6th grade, because he's going to foul. He's going to be aggressive. Not a lot of foul there. Not a lot of foul in that one.
And on the line, Vanderwerk, who's a 55% free throw shooter, so it's a bonus when he sinks it, and he's got 15.
Has he missed anything tonight? Has he missed a
Boy,
shot?
I don't think so.
Boy, he's been tough.
He's got 9 points in this quarter. I take it in the back. 11 points in the second quarter. 15, now 16 for the ball game. So he's really taken over. Game tied at 26 with exactly 2 to play in the first half. Americans come off the bench and hit a couple of baskets now for the Mustangs.
Nice pull up in the lane. Got under control, didn't charge over anybody, and as soon as he saw the opening, he pulled up and made the shot. Basketball can be such a simple game if you don't try to make it too hard.
Well said. Not easier said than done, though, sometimes. Linville Sully for the lead. And the shot long by Voss.
Good block out by Maff there. The ball actually bounced and no one was around it because he did such a good job blocking out on defense.
Adam Jepson, number 32, Justin Lyman came into the lineup. Paul Luce on the Newell Fonda bench right there, 11th year head man.
So many times you see a guy get the defensive rebound and wonder why it was so easy, and it's all about how hard you work on blocking out. You got to get that position, got to keep the offensive player from being around the basket.
Looking at Glenn Fear there a moment ago, called him Paul Luce, but of course that's Glenn Fear on the Linville Sully bench. And the turnover will give the ball to Newell Fonda with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the second period. Newell Fonda with the ball and a 28-26 lead.
It looks like Sargent's going to stay out the whole half. So basically, if Newell Fonda can just keep it close here, I think they'll feel pretty good about that, going into the locker room tied up or only 1 or 2 down.
He picked up his foul with 5:17. He sat out, and his team has stayed right in it. Sievers, beautiful follow away.
Shot by Sievers.
Is that something else?
You got to wonder why he's got that knee brace on with the athletic moves he's making out there.
Traveling, and the ball goes back to Linville Sully. We're down to 40 seconds in the first half.
You know, wherever you see a kid with a knee brace like that, you automatically think he's going to be gimpy. I think he's fooling Linville Sully. But we'll see if they can hold it for 1 shot here. 30 seconds to go.
Robbie Hoig at the top. He averages 16, has had only 1 shot that I recall and hit it.
In transition.
Linville Sully trying to close a 4-point deficit.
11 seconds to go.
The desperation toss. Oh, not far from dropping down.
Woo. That's $1 million shot, isn't it? And that's the one that's a full-court shot?
You're absolutely right. So Newell Fonda has opened a tight ball game with a 4-point halftime lead. That's the end of the first half. Our score is Newell Fonda 30 and Linville Sully 26. We'll be back after this word from your local station. Auditorium of the 1A championship game. Newell Fonda holds a 4-point lead over Linville Sully. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. And Jim, with the ball game so close, you would expect the numbers would be fairly close. Everything's pretty even except the shooting percentage, both at the 2-point and 3-point. And that's really the only difference in the game. It's a 4-point game. Rebounds, assists, turnovers, steals, everything else is pretty close. So, you know, it's really still up in the gray. It's anybody's ball game. Who knows? Somebody might shoot 65% this half and pull away. Both teams got success from their big guys. Vanderwert throughout the half for Linville Sully. Sargent till he had to go to the bench and missed the final 5 minutes. That was a factor. You know, the big guy only has 1 foul, and when the other guy got the 2 fouls on, that was really difficult because his team hung in there. But Sargent, they need him in there for that inside threat. When he went out, that just completely eliminated the inside baskets. Fortunately, they made some outside shots. And yet they were able to hold on to the 4-point lead even with Sargent on the bench. That's got to be encouraging for Newell Fonda. That is encouraging because that gives their other guys confidence now that he's back in there, knowing that they can still do what they have to do also. Well, basically, teams not scoring at the pace they normally do during the season, which I think is to be expected in a state tournament game, but both teams, I think, would have to say that they played a good first half. Well, when you look at their defensive averages, Newell Fonda gives up 53 points a game, and Linville Sully 45, so probably they're on pace for a defensive average. It's just the offensive end is having tough, but that's because both teams are so good on defense. You take a look at these teams, only 1 loss between them. Newell Fonda has gone to this point in the season without a setback. Linville Sully with a 15-game winning streak. They lost 1 to Williamsburg that cost them an undisputed South Iowa Cedar League championship. They wound up finishing 2nd to Williamsburg. Linville Sully 25-1. Tim Seaman is watching this one at court level. And Tim, what do you look for in the second half?
I was just going to jump in. The one thing that you guys said about Sargent, they're such a different team without the big kid inside. They really become a different kind of ball club. And I would think that Coach Luce, you know, as Jim said there, despite not having him in there, they still were able to take that 4-point margin to the locker room at the halftime. And the other thing I was going to say is, you know, other than the run that Linville Sully made to get it tied after they fell behind by 7, or I don't have the numbers in front of me, but 6 or 7 or 8, there haven't been many spurts. And I would think if either of these teams can survive a big spurt to get the second half started, we should have a game at the end just as close as it is right now.
Well, Tim, what do you think it's going to take to get Robbie Hoke back in the ball game? With 1 basket, he's averaging 16 points a game. They need his scoring, but they've been playing a box and one on him. You think the coach has anything in mind for that?
Coach, you're about 4 steps ahead of me in boxes and diamonds, and you're out of my league when you get that technical. But I do know they need to get him the ball and get it in the hole, maybe to get them the win, as touches, as you say.
Exactly.
Well, then we see Robbie Hoyt right there, and he got just the 1 shot in the half, and as we mentioned, he made it. So basically a ball game that is almost dead even. Newell Fonda holding a 4-point lead as we get ready to start the second half of this 1A championship game. Of course, the 2A title game will follow. The Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays taking on the St. Ansgar Saints. Both teams making their first state tournament appearance, and they've got to be really looking forward to that one. Linville Sully, you go back to their semifinal victory yesterday. They were able to hold Robbie Sieverding to 15 points. Well, today the Bellevue Marquette star in his final high school game exploded for 43 in the 1A consolation game. Bellevue Marquette defeated Des Moines Christian in overtime, 63-56. So Sieverding winds up his great career with 1,957 points.
Boy, I tell you, he's not only an outstanding scorer, but a real good athlete out there, too.
I recognize him as an Iowa Games participant, Jim.
We'll take him.
Yeah, I bet you will.
36 sports, we'll find something.
I knew you would. Something for everybody, as Jim is the executive director of the Iowa Games after a long-time assistant for Johnny Orr at Iowa State. Mustangs onto the floor first. Number 12, Cruckton. Number 20, John Sievers. Number 42, Josh Mask. Number 50, Jason Sarchett. Number 54, Nathan Creer. And for Linville Sully, it's 13, Hoyig. 21, Heiser. 25, Dunsbergen. 31, Harthorn. And 45, Vanderwerf.
We used to always tell our team, boy, this first 5 minutes of the second half is so important to establish yourself again. Newell Fonda went inside to the big guy, just wasn't able to get it down, so you know what they're going to try to do.
How tough is that to sit out as long as he did, plus the half, and then come back?
Long half, yeah, I don't know. Some guys react to that real well. Others get pretty stiff, and it takes them a few minutes to get loose again. He's going to get tested right now with that ball going inside, though.
Ball poked away from Vanderwerf, but it's picked up outside. And the rebound is claimed by John Sievers.
Nice block out by Sargent on Vanderwerf.
The pull-up is short by Sievers. He's had quite a tournament, a 23, a 22-point performance, and an 11-point first half.
Well, we're starting to get those guys on the floor. You know what that means? This thing's going to heat up now. We're going to see bodies flying.
Harthorn coming up with it for Linville Sully. Jeremy Van Zulen has started the second half. He did not start the ball game, but that talented freshman is in for Glenn Pierce team to start the second half. Vanderwerf, a dribble, a shot, and a bucket, and he's still hot.
Well, that halftime didn't bother him, and he did it.
For the tournament now, he has 49 points and 23 rebounds in 2.5 games.
Well, they're going to have to get a little more other than him, though, because they're still behind.
Sievers for 3. And it's run down by Cruckton on the offensive end. So an offensive rebound for the Mustangs. They're looking for their first points in the half. Sarchett in deep, and he is fouled. Joel Harthorn with the foul.
Pretty good job collapsing on the big guy. It looks like he may have gotten a piece of his hand rather than the ball, but that's what you have to do in the zone. When that ball goes inside, your outside wing defenders need to come in and try to scoop it out. If he made any mistake, it was coming down on the ball rather than coming up from below.
Saw Glenn Fear on the bench for the Hawks. He had a daughter, Gina, who played last year. The girls basketball team of Linville Sully. Of course, they were the state runners-up last year. Then they won it this year.
Nice soft touch by Jason Sargent on a turnaround jumper. He really has a really soft touch for a big young guy like that. I think he's going to be an outstanding player, and he's an outstanding player right now.
And he's given the Mustangs a lead of 4. Dunsbergen maintaining that dribble.
Joe Harthorn is not very big, but boy, he's quick in there and really good on the penetration. They played him in the middle of the zone on their defense because he can move around so much.
Sievers almost loses it, but somehow inside it goes to Mass. Good job by Sievers to recover, and Josh Mass hits the hoop.
Another good job of seeing the floor well and getting the ball to the open man. Number 3.
So Sargent, who sat out the last 5:17 of the first half with his second foul, now picks up his third. It comes at the 5:21 mark in the third quarter. We get another look.
You know, that's just a tough play on a young kid. You got to make a decision there. If you can't get there, then just let the guy go and don't give up. You don't get your third foul or get in position maybe to draw the charge. But he's trying. I mean, he made 2 defensive plays there on 1 possession.
Linville Sully making their 4th consecutive appearance at state. Josh Vanderwerk has been here and played all 4 years. Not a starter in the early years, but he's certainly got some experience at the state tournament level. 34-29, Newell Fonda with the lead and the ball. Good job by Harthorn.
That's why they got him in the middle of that zone. That ball went on the floor, and before it came back up, he had it.
Boy, nice job in deep to Vanderwerk, and he is fouled. Josh Mass with the second foul, and Vanderwerk will go to the line.
But look where he was. He made it all the way down the floor on that fast break from the baseline at this end to the baseline at that end. That's really getting down the floor well for a big guy. Not a bad foul.
Not bad at all. Hoig now with 5 assists. We mentioned he hasn't provided the points that you normally expect from him, but he has distributed the ball very well, especially to the big guy, Vanderwerk.
Well, if they're going to play him that way, he's got to find other ways to help his team. That's play defense, move the ball, and that's what he's doing for him right now. And you watch, as time goes on, he'll get open. He's been patient. He'll make the shot.
Sargent springs high to pull down the rebound. Newell Fonda tries to build on a 4-point lead at the 4:50 mark in the third period.
1-3-1 zone, but I'll tell you what now. Good offensive rebound. Harthorn is all over the place. He goes from the middle of the zone to the corner that time to cover. And made it.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's really quick. Here's Sievers for 3.
Oh, he's really played well tonight.
14 for Sievers. He's had a terrific tournament. And Newell Fonda lead is 7. Their biggest lead is 9. They led 16-7 in the waning moments of the first quarter. Trying to answer with a 3. Joel Voss, who's just come off the bench for Linville Sully.
Linville Sully just hasn't been able to make those threes tonight like they usually do.
And they're a team, as we mentioned, who shoots 471 of them during the regular season. That's the most of any of the 32 teams at state. To give you an idea how much Glenn Fear's team likes those trays. This one he didn't like, though, because this was scored by Newell Fonda.
Again, that's that almost jump shot that goes in the hole for Sievers.
Midway through the third quarter, Newell Fonda trying to equal their biggest lead. Sargent turns. There's Harthorn again to bother him, but somehow he gets control of it and misses the shot.
You know, he got the ball in the lane, though, and luckily he had some help from Harthorn in there and made him get out of the way from the basket.
Hoig on the drive. Hoig scores.
Over Sargent that time, too. 1-3-1 zone.
Buckton. Now Henry. Trying to take it to the hole is Justin Lyman. On the foul, Joel Harthorn for the second time. Nobody in any real foul trouble with the exception of Sargent for Newell Fonda, who's got 3.
I think when you play a zone, that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to foul. And that's one of the advantages of playing a zone. You don't get as many screens set, not as many opportunities to foul.
Nash replaces Crumpton as Lyman goes to the line.
The problem with the zone, as we talked earlier, though, you just don't have good rebounding position a lot of times, and you give up too many offensive rebounds.
It's the Mustangs by 6. Lyman bangs home with Fair, and it's a 39-32 lead for Newell Fonda.
Again, now Mask all over Robbie Hoke, even at the full court, picking him up 94 feet from the basket. I think they've decided he's the key to the game. If they can keep him from being real effective, they can win this game. It also disrupts the offense of Linville Sully by not letting Robbie Hogue touch the ball.
The 3 try by Joel Voss. And the rebound taken by Lyman.
You said it right, Larry. It was a 3 try. They got to make 3 makes, not 3 tries.
Offensive foul called on Matt. It's his 3rd.
He's just so aggressive. There's going to be contact when he's around. That time he just got a little out of control and just ran over the guy and made the basket. Drives that baseline, and against the zone, it's hard to drive. It's hard to drive against the zone.
Drops the shoulder, picks up the foul. Vanderwert way outside. That's not his area. They still looking to get it into him. They lob it over the head of Sargent, but there is Severs to pull it down.
Another heady play by Severs. He came from the weak side. That would have been a layup. Not only did he halfway intercept the ball, he drew the foul on Vanderwert. That's 2.
Vanderwert with his 2nd foul. Hoig with 3 for Linville Sully. He's the only player that they have in foul difficulty, leaving Josh Mass. Again, if you joined us late, Linville Sully trying to accomplish something that only has been done once before in state history. And that's give boys and girls from the same school state basketball championships in the same year. 2 years ago was Winfield Mount Union. Sargent against the double team. Lost it, but found it.
Drop that ball too. You don't want to drop that ball down there where those little guys can get it like Hawthorne.
Henrich in the middle. That's Keir. And underneath, there's Sargent.
Much better that time. He caught it and didn't put it on the floor, and you shoot the ball much quicker that way. Big guys think they have to dribble to give them more jump, but it's not how high you jump, it's how quick you shoot the ball around the basket.
Newell Fonda duplicates their biggest lead. Vanderwert will go to the line. The foul on Sargent, I believe, and if so, it's number 4. And it is.
You know, he's caught behind the guy. Whenever you play a power player, you better not play behind him because he's going to come to you and initiate contact, and the official always sees that as a defensive player's fault. Boy, it wasn't a bad block either. That's, I don't know about that one, Larry.
Okay, Sargent out with his team up by 9 at the 1:50 mark in the 3rd period. Linville Sully, let's see what they are able to do with Sargent out of there. That's now 21 points for Vanderwert.
Just made 1 or 2. We'll see if they go to him every time now with Sargent out of the basketball game.
Here on the rebound, there's Heath Henrich. Lob inside for Jetson. And he's tied up.
I think maybe they thought Sargent was in there and threw it in there. Maybe they better reverse that ball a little bit.
Vanderwert, nice quick move to the basketball. We've got a timeout with a minute 36 left to play in the 3rd period. Timeout on the floor now. Here's a word from your local station. .136 to go in the 3rd quarter of the 1A championship game. Newell Fonda, biggest lead 9. Right now it's 8. Linville Sully with the ball. Linville Sully looking for their first state championship. This is their 4th consecutive appearance at state. Newell Fonda's won it once before, one in this decade in '91.
Linville Sully 2 for 8 in this quarter. And boy, if you remove Vanderwert, you're going to have some bad shooting out there because he's made a lot of them.
Vanderwert has got 21 points. Severs open. Keir wants to follow, and it's blocked by Vanderwert. With a foul, Joel Harthorn.
What, Harthorn's all over the floor. He was down the baseline when the shot went up and made the foul near midcourt.
5th foul called against Linville Sully in the half. 4 of them called against Newell Fonda. Newell Fonda trying to complete a perfect season. Harthorn with foul number 4.
Hey, what? He's going to foul out in 5 more seconds here.
At that rate,
right now.
You're right. And he has really been pesky defensively.
You know, he's probably not more than 5'5" or 5'6", but it just goes to show all those little kids out there who think they're not big enough to play. You got a heart like that kid, and you play hard, you can play.
Glenn Fear now pulls Harthorn out with 4 fouls. Matt Dunsbergen is back in to take his place. This is Buckton working it inside for Jepson. Back outside to Siebert.
Oh, nice move.
And a nice shot by Hoig, Robbie Hoig. If Linville Sully gets back in it, you got to figure they do it with Hoig back in the flow of the offense.
Exactly. I'll say this, there'll only be one more shot in this quarter. Newell Fonda's not going to give him another chance to make it a little bit closer.
Especially not with a 6-point lead.
Oh, that was a little early on that shot. Hogan, the open floor is dangerous.
Hawks got some time. Lob ahead to the big guy, Vanderwerk. And it's tipped in. It'll count. It's good. I believe it is Van Zulen who tips it in at the third quarter period. And we've got a 4-point game at the end of 3. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Newell Fonda 41 and Linville Sully 37. We'll be back after this word from your local station. Newell Fonda shoots too early. Linville Sully counters to score the last bucket on the Van Zulen tip-in and make it a 4-point game as we go back and play in the fourth period with a block by Vanderwerk. The follow shot will not roll down by Justin Lyman. And here's Linville Sully now with an opportunity to cut a 4-point deficit.
And Sargent is not back in the ball game. He's going to hold him out as long as he can, I believe.
Vanderwerk leaves it short. Good offensive rebound by Van Zulen. Van Zulen, a 6'1" freshman, has come in, made that big tip in his only point of the game, comes back with a big rebound there.
Man-to-man defense by Newell Fonda. A little switching when they need to, but good pressure defense.
Joel Voss for 3. Voss hit a couple of crucial threes in the game against Fredericksburg.
Just can't hit those threes. 18% in the first half and no better in the second half on the threes.
And they really have made a living this year on those threes. That's what's got to be frustrating.
Because then when do you put the brakes on? When you say, oh, that's enough, we're not making them. It's a tough call.
Heath Henrik comes back on for Newell Fonda.
This little guy was a spark plug for him the last time he came in here. They could use a little lift right now and increase that lead a little bit.
John Buckton had a terrific ball game yesterday against Des Moines Christian. 15 points and 7 assists in the semifinal win, 66-61.
He's not scoring now, but I'll tell you what, his defense has been just tremendous tonight.
Those his first points in the game, and Newell Fonda with a 43-37 advantage at the 7:05 mark.
Full court pressure by Newell Fonda. Linville Sully handles it pretty good.
Vanderwerk not as effective with those shots in this half. Perhaps a little bit tired after a big first half.
Yeah, and his last 2 shots have been shots he's not standing and posting up. That time he was moving towards the basket and got bumped a little bit and kind of shot a fadeaway. And the time before, a little bit maybe out of his range. So he needs to get back in there and post up. But that's what the press does. It gets you shooting in transition rather than posting up, getting it at 5 feet and taking it to the hole.
At the free throw line, Henrich.
The best defense on a big guy is a full court pressure. Because then you just don't let him go down and sit up. You get people all over the floor and get him out there handling the ball and on the move and things he doesn't like to do.
Henrich 1 out of 2 from the line.
Yes, sir.
Buckton comes back with an offensive rebound.
Good cross-court pass. Mask is just so active out there. He's the one that jarred that missed free throw loose.
Open, Buckton. And a foul is called, I believe, on Keir, trying to climb the back of Vanderwerk, who had position established.
5-4, 5-4.
It is Nathan Keir with his second foul.
Stay still, all right?
Newell Fonda now with their 5th team foul, while Linville Sully has been in the penalty for a couple of fouls.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't leave big Nathan Keir on Vanderwerk, even when you bring back the big guy, Sargent.
Off the dribble, Joel Voss gets the roll.
Now that was better. So he didn't take the 3 that time. Penetrated in the lane. He got closer to the basket.
And he shaves the Newell Fonda lead to 5. Down the lane, Siebert. Rebound Vanderwerk. Van Zulen in deep. Jeremy Van Zulen, a couple of big baskets in the second half for Linville Sully, and it's a 3-point lead for Newell Fonda.
Momentum's with Linville Sully, even though they're 3 points down. I think their confidence is coming back because they've made 2 baskets in a row for one of the few times in the game.
Cruckton takes the baseline jumper.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Even his last shot that missed looked like it was going in.
And that was for Cruckton, his first basket and his 4th point. The lead is 5 for Newell Fonda. The Hawks from Linville Sully attack. Boss on the miss. Jump ball call. Possession error will keep it where it is.
Josh Moskin there on that rebound again. He might only be 6'1" or 2, but boy, he plays big in there. I got a feeling he did something pretty good on a football field just by looking at him.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to think so. Vanderwerk to trigger. If there's a shoe-in, if there's a guarantee, a lock on the all-tournament team, it would be Vanderwerk.
Yeah, he's been outstanding.
In 3 games, he's really been consistent.
You know, Nathan Keir that time was able to keep him out a little farther with his strength, where Sargent is not able to do that. I think if they bring Sargent back in, leave Keir on the big guy, and then you'll have to worry about the 5th foul.
Sievers tries to penetrate, and he steps out of bounds. Linville Sully's got it. 4:55 remaining. They are down by 5.
Again, see where Vanderwoord is now? He's got to be all the way down here to help in the press, so he can't go down there and set up. Newell Fonda with 5 turnovers this half. Linville Sully with 1. That certainly made a difference. Linville Sully just can't seem to get the lead, though.
No, Newell Fonda had a 4-point lead at the half. They had a 4-point lead after 3 quarters, and now they've got a 5-point advantage. Henrich commits his first foul. The next one will be the bonus for Linville Sully. Vanderwerk has it stripped from him by Josh Mask. Mask fingertip to Cruckton.
Good job pulling the ball back out. Didn't have anything, no sense forcing it or throwing it, getting a charge against you. Bring it back out. You got the lead. Now make them guard you, maybe get a foul or an easy basket.
Earlier today, Mason City and Sioux City West advancing to the 4A championship game tomorrow night.
Newell Fonda's pretty good at this, handling the ball too right here. I'll be surprised if they don't make a cutter go in here in a minute and get a lay-in.
Paul Lewis asking his team to take some time off the clock. They spread the offense. On the baseline, it's Mask, and he is fouled.
Fouled and a back somersault and 2 free throws.
Van Zulen on the foul, and Josh Mask will go to the line.
This is one of those situations you tell your guys on the free throw line, be ready, because he's a 44% free throw shooter. Don't just be standing there waiting.
Newell Fonda came down here last week in the girls tournament. They lost to Linville Sully. Josh's dad, Jody, coaches the girls. Now he's trying to propel the boys team to kind of an even split in the series between Linville Sully and Newell Fonda.
I think that's really unusual with the boys and girls team. Not only are in the finals, but playing the same teams.
Absolutely. It's incredible. It's never happened before. A couple of big ones for Josh Mask to swell the Newell Fonda lead to 7.
He's one of those unsung heroes. He's so strong and physical and makes so many good things happen.
3:58 to go in regulation. It's Newell Fonda by 7. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment. Larry Morgan, Jim Hallahan, and Tim Seaman back at Veterans Auditorium. The 1A championship game. Newell Fonda leading Linville Sully 48-41.
3 minutes and 58 seconds to go to crown a state champion. Boy, this is a big time in these kids' lives. What a great opportunity. And for the fans and for their communities, too. Sargent's back in the ball game. Let's see if he matches up now with Vanderwerk, or if they try to keep him off of him.
Remember, he's got 4 fouls.
Now he's going to guard him.
Gets the ball right back.
He's going to guard him.
A timeout. Taken by Linville Sully. 48-41. Newell Fonda leads Linville Sully. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment. Since Linville Sully's last lead at 24-23 in the second quarter, Newell Fonda, it seems like, has had the Hawks on the ropes a couple of times, but not able to knock them out. You see that Newell Fonda is shooting just a little bit better than Linville Sully. But so many times the Hawks have been on the rope, Jim, but Newell Fonda can't deliver that KO punch.
Not yet, but there goes the three by Hope. It just got closer.
A 9-point game, a 7-point half for Robbie Hoig, and it's a 4-point ball game. So here comes Linville Sully again.
Newell Fonda wants to be patient, but they don't want to not look to score.
Blocking foul. Stevers will go to the line. Hoig with his 4th foul. So Hoig's got 4 now for Linville Sully. Just as he starts to heat up, he gets into foul difficulty.
I don't think he's coming out.
At this point, Glenn Fear says, nope, not going to do that. Josh Mask comes into the lineup for Newell Fonda. $15 now for John Stevers. He had 23 against Stanton, had 22 against Des Moines Christian, so a real consistent performance by John Stevers. Now has 16 in this championship game, and he gives the Mustangs a 6-point advantage.
And their best free throw shooter. That's the guy you went on the line if you get down late in the game.
Harthorn, who's been out with 4 fouls, now back in there. Hoig trying to create to Vanderwert. And Vanderwert will be on the line with a foul on Josh Mask.
Sergeant looked over and pointed to me and said, not me, not me.
And it wasn't. It is Mask, and now Mask has got 4. Nope, not take it back. It is Sargent.
Is that right? Boy, that's... I just felt like if they could have kept him off him, put Nathan Keir on him, they could have kept him in the game, but Keir's done a good job on. Now he's got to take him the last 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
Jason Sargent got 12 points, but he had to spend a lot of time since the second quarter on the bench in foul difficulty.
That happens so many times. You got 4 fouls. If you can just get by about a minute or 2, you can play. But that first minute or 2, boom, you're out.
Vanderwert with 22. Misfires on the second one, though. Down to the 2:50 mark. The Mustangs with the ball, and they possess a 5-point lead.
I think Newell Fonda would be very, very happy to shoot free throws the rest of the way without their big guy in there. Linville Sully's awfully good on defense. They're going to try to create some turnovers and certainly not give them anything easy here.
Nice drop on the baseline to Nathan Keir. Good job that time by Josh Mask on the penetration.
Boy, that was tough. I was worried he was going to get into charging. Turnover. Boy, that hurts right there. Just lost his concentration for a second.
2:19 left. And Linville Sully ever needed a defensive stop, Jim, they need one now.
Yeah, and this is the time to do it. You don't have the big guy in there. You force him to take an outside shot. Don't foul. Just don't let him score here. That's easier said than done.
You're right. Stevers goes baseline against Vanderwert. Dips it off for Keir. No shot. Push Carl before the ball was shot by Nathan Keir.
Very, very, well, now wait a minute. Which way did they call that?
I believe they're going to put Linville Sully on the line. That was the up. That's the indication.
See, that was so close the last time when Mask drove in there on the baseline, too. This time, there's the charge.
Stevers with his second foul. At this point, Newell Fonda wants to do several things, and one of them is not put Linville Sully on the foul line.
Exactly. They want to control the tempo, make them foul, and not put them on the free throw line, stop the clock.
Harthorn has not been a good free throw shooter on the season, 51%. He hits a big one there with 2:02 to play.
What this does, it gives Linville Sully a chance to set up their press now, too.
And, of course, it gives them the opportunity to score without time going off the clock. So one more free throw for Harthorn, but first the timeout taken. As you look at Glenn Fear and his Linville Sully Hawks, a 25-1 record. Let's get a listen.
Don't monitor time. All right, let's go.
Keep it on the Iowa press when we make it. We're going to steal it.
For Iowa, when Joel puts his free throw in, All right. Hey, let's go thumbs up offensively. All right. Thumbs up offensively. They're backed off far enough now. Robbie can get the ball and run it. All right. We're thumbs up offensively. Iowa after a made. All right.
Very calm, very calm. Coach Beard just told them they wanted to run the Iowa press offense and thumbs up. Kids, there's no confusion in that huddle at all.
Not at all. Glenn Fear is well in command of what he wanted to tell his Hawks.
Early, he already shot one. Ready?
Harthorn at the line. For Linville Sully, they are down by 6 at the 2:02 mark.
A big rebound by Moss.
Mask had the position, took the rebound down, and now a foul called on Hoig. He's going to foul out with 1:57 to go.
Boy, that's one thing you don't want to have happen if you're Linville Sully. You don't want to lose that guy. Doggone it, that was just got out of position. Couldn't get out of the way.
He fouls out with 1:57 to go. Robbie Hoig fouls out with 9 points as he draws a great career at Linville Sully to a close. Tom Cruckton knocks down the free throw. He is 3 of 3 from the line. All of them have been under pressure in this fourth quarter. He makes it look easy.
Really played well tonight. Hasn't scored a lot and hasn't bothered his effort whatsoever. He's all into winning. That's what he's about.
He stakes the Mustangs to an 8-point lead. Dunsbergen on the miss. Van Zulen on the follow.
Good offensive rebound by Van Zulen.
The freshman with 6 second-half points, and it's a 6-point lead for Newell Fonda. Keir open.
Keir's done a nice job for them in the absence of Sargent. He's really been a steady force for their team.
Harthorn all the way. Doesn't get the roll.
John Sievers comes out with the rebound, gets fouled, shooting 75%. That's not what you want right there. But at this point, you're just playing hard.
For Linville Sully, it's Vanderwerk with his 3rd foul. Heath Heinrich comes back into the lineup for Newell Fonda, and leaving will be Josh Mass.
Hey, who you got? 2.
John Sievers, quarterback on the football team, 4-year starter, captain of the basketball team. And Newell Fonda, a young team with only 2 seniors. Sievers and Henrich, who's done such a good job off the bench. So that group you're looking at now has a chance to be back here next year.
A little surprised that they took out my man there, Moss. They need to get a defensive rebound here, but they're going, I guess, with perimeter quickness.
Long shot won't go. There's Sievers for the rebound.
And see, this is when it's tough. 1:09 to go. All of a sudden, we're shooting threes. You got Vanderweert in there with nobody with any size on him, but they thinking they got to shoot to 3. And they're 10 down now.
And they need a bunch of them. Van Zulen behind that 3-point arc. And they'll dump it inside to Vanderwerk.
Oh, it was a tough miss. Good move in there. I thought he had it.
Nathan Keir clears the rebound. Into the final minute of the 1A championship game. On the foul, Dunsbergen. So with 53 seconds left in regulation, Newell Fonda appears well on their way to their 2nd state tournament championship of the 90s. They won it in 91. A darn good chance to win it here in 97. And one of the things they have done is they've taken care of business where they are now at the line. Well,
every time we say that, we jinx them, don't we?
Well, they had made their last 6 in a row prior to that miss by Tom Cruckton. I bet you he puts this one dead center based on the way he's hit him in this quarter.
I think so, too. Dead center in the front of the rim.
And it's a 10-point lead for Newell Fonda as Linville Sully has to score and score often and score in a hurry. The 3 try by Harthorn.
Finally got one down.
Voss nails a 3, but we're down to the last half minute.
Too little, too late, I'm afraid. 25 seconds. Just move the ball. Don't even let him get to you to foul you.
Keep away time, and Newell Fonda is doing a real nice job with it. And there is a foul, first spotted on Hartward. But we're down to 16 seconds, and Newell Fonda about to win the 1A championship. Now Cruckton's back on the beam. He's got 7 points, 5 of them from the free throw line. Tom Cruckton, just a junior, one of the many underclass players that have really helped the Mustangs this year and make them a solid favorite in 1A next year. Here's Boss again, leaving it short. And the celebration is about to commence for the Newell Fonda Mustangs. But first, Paul Luce wants some guys to get an opportunity to say they were on the floor for the state championship game.
That's right. That means a lot to those kids and to their families. They've worked just as hard as anybody else all year. They're excited about being out there.
And meanwhile, the hugs on the bench for the Newell Fonda Mustangs. As Paul Luce's team has come back.
There's one for the Miami, Florida Ants.
That's right. She joined us late. Justin Lyman has an aunt who flew all the way from Miami to watch this one, and she's seen Justin play some good minutes off the bench and score 3 points. Newell Fonda will now use a timeout with 4.4 seconds remaining, as the Mustangs will complete a perfect season, 27-0, and win the state championship in 1A for the second time in the 90s.
Well, it was a great game. Both teams are just outstanding teams and just coached extremely well. And like in any sport, somebody's got to lose. And usually the reason is someone doesn't shoot as well as someone else. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Linville Sully couldn't make the three-pointer. That's what they've been able to do all year, and tonight they couldn't do it.
So a week ago when these two teams matched up for the girls, it was Linville Sully that was doing the celebrating. Tonight, it's the other folks.
Well, there's no disgrace to be second, that's for sure. Linville Sully had a great season. Fans can be proud of him.
Linville Sully took the lead with a little over 2 minutes to go in the second quarter and never gave it back. They bet a couple of times, but they never broke. Lyman drains another one. Goes 4 of 4 at the free throw line in this one. I admire the Hawks, though, Jim. They never gave up. They kept clawing back, even though they didn't lead since the second quarter. That basket does not count, by the way. It's after the horn. Doesn't matter. It's academic. Newell Fonda, the 1A champs. The Mustangs from Newell Fonda complete a perfect season. Coach Paul Luce celebrates with his ball club. He congratulates Linville Sully on their great effort. But Newell Fonda has won the 1A championship. The final score in the 1A title game, Newell Fonda 61, Linville Sully 51. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment. The champs in 1A, the Newell Fonda Mustangs for the presentations. Let's go to courtside and Mo Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, could we have your attention, please? The end of a successful Class 1A tournament to present the awards, trophies to the teams, medals to the players and cheerleaders as well. Members of the Board of Control of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. To my far right is the current chairman of the board, Kirk Rentschler, Superintendent of Schools at Solon. In the middle is Les Dauma, Superintendent of Schools, Rock Valley. And closest to me is the Superintendent of Schools, Newton, Phil Hintz. Our runner-up has been here with a very great record, 6 appearances in the last 10 tournaments. They've had a third, they'd have a fourth, and now their second runner-up finish. A great string of success for Coach Glenn Peer and Linville Sully, the Hawks.